If you're prepping for the IELTS exam, you know that pressure to build a killer vocabulary. But let's be honest, is staring at some endless list of words really the best way to do it? Today, we're going to dive into a much smarter strategy to really master the words you need to succeed. Yeah, does this look familiar? I bet it does. Just a massive, overwhelming list of words that feels completely impossible to memorize. You know, that old school method of just starting at the letter A? Well, it's pretty much a recipe for burnout and for forgetting everything the second you're under pressure. So let's just throw that old method out. We're going to flip the script. Instead of just memorizing words one by one, we're going to start connecting them. We're going to build what I call thematic toolkits of vocabulary. Basically, groups of related words that help you really get the little differences and use them with total confidence. Okay, so what's the big deal with alphabetical lists anyway? Why are they so bad? Well, the problem is that they're totally random. Your brain has nothing to grab onto, no meaningful hook to hang the words on. Trying to recall a word you learned between abate and abolish during the exam? Good luck. Our brains just don't work that way. All right, let's get our hands dirty with our very first toolkit. This one is all about the idea of change. And trust me, this is a theme that pops up all the time in IELTS topics, whether you're talking about the environment, society, technology, you name it. So in our toolkit for change, we've got 4 power players: adapt, augment, fluctuate, and diminish. Now, they all have to do with change, but each one tells a very different story. We're going to break down the first 3, and you can just think of diminish as the opposite of augment. It's all about making something smaller. First up, we've got adapt. As you can see, it means changing to fit new conditions. The key here is that it's a responsive change. Something happens and you have to react to it. This is a perfect word for talking about how societies or even animals react to new challenges, a super common IELTS topic. See, in this example, the adaptation isn't just a random change, it's a specific reaction for survival. And the same idea works everywhere else. You can adapt a plan, you can adapt your behavior, you can even adapt a recipe. It's all about adjusting. Okay, next up we have augment. Now this is different from adapt. Adapt is about adjusting to something. Augment is all about adding to something. You're making it bigger, greater, or more valuable. See how that works? She is adding to the money she already has. It's not just changing, it's expanding. This is a fantastic word for academic writing, when you're talking about, say, increasing resources or enhancing a particular system. Now let's grab fluctuate and see how this paints a totally different picture. This word is for a change that's irregular, it's all over the place, going up and down. You can almost picture a wave moving. This is a classic example, right? The prices don't just go up. They go up one day and down the next. They're unstable. So while augment is a nice, steady increase, fluctuate is totally unpredictable. Awesome! You see how those words all connect but are totally different? Okay, let's move on to our second toolkit, words of certainty. This is so important for academic arguments because you need to show how confident you are about what you're saying. Not everything is a hard fact, right? And your vocabulary needs to show that. So think of this toolkit like a spectrum or a sliding scale of confidence. On one end, you've got your for sure words, like assured, that show you're totally confident. And on the other end, you've got your not so sure words, like ambiguous, which express doubt. Let's look at one from each side. All right, let's start in the for sure camp. We've got assured. When you use this word, you're planting your flag. You are 100% confident, and you're communicating that there is absolutely no doubt. You can almost feel the confidence in that sentence, can't you? She's not hoping, she's not guessing, she is assured. Her success is a done deal in her mind. This is a really powerful word when you're presenting a strong conclusion. Okay, now let's slide all the way over to the not-so-sure side with ambiguous. And this doesn't just mean unclear. It's more specific. It means something is open to multiple interpretations. It could be this, or it could be that, which, of course, leads to confusion. What a perfect contrast to assured, right? One statement gives you total confidence, the other just leaves you scratching your head. Using ambiguous is absolutely crucial when you want to point out that an argument or some data isn't clear. For our third and final toolkit, we're talking about something that can seriously level up your writing score: powerful action verbs. In writing task 2, swapping out simple verbs for strong, precise ones makes your writing sound so much more academic and sophisticated. It's a game changer. Okay, check this out. The basic idea is start a new program. Fine, it works, but watch what happens when we swap in a better word. Instead of start, we use initiate. The organization initiated a new training program. It just sounds so much more formal, so much more precise. It's a simple switch with a huge impact. And here's another great one, implement. Now this is different from initiate. Initiate is like the starting gun. Implement is running the race. It's all about carrying out a plan that's already been decided on. Exactly. The school didn't just do a new system, they implemented it. They took a pre-existing plan and put it into operation. Using powerful verbs like initiate and implement shows the examiner that you really understand the different stages of a process. So, you see what we did here? By using these toolkits, we completely change the game. You move from just being a passive memorizer to being an active, strategic user of language. And that is exactly what you need to be for the IELTS exam. Okay, so what's the game plan from here on out? It's simple. First, always group your words by theme, not by the alphabet. Think in big ideas like change or certainty. Second, don't just learn definitions. Actively compare similar words to get their unique flavor. And finally, and this is maybe the most important, context is king. Never learn a word by itself. Always see how it works in a real sentence. Look, at the end of the day, building your vocabulary isn't about how many words you can cram into your brain. It's about having the perfect word ready for the perfect moment. So as you keep studying, shift your thinking. Don't just ask, what does this word mean? Ask yourself a better question. What powerful idea can I now express with this new word? Because that is the real key to unlocking your potential on the IELTS exam and, honestly, way beyond it.